Hi, I am Shannon with the Utah Education Network, and today we are going to be looking at a general overview of what resources are available in EBSCO and focus a little more on the resources that could be used with younger grades. Once we're logged into Utah's online library, in the general reference collection on the left, we can click on EBSCO. Once in EBSCO, there are a lot of databases available to you. You can see along the way here, we have our Auto Repair Reference Center, which I have used while sitting in a car that wouldn't start at 10 p.m. One night, so that's a really helpful resource there. We've got a Poetry and Short Story Reference Center, a History Reference Center, Hobbies and Crafts Reference Center. The Novelist K8 Plus and Novelist Plus are excellent. Points of View. Down here at the very bottom, we have our Explora databases, and we'll take a closer look at a couple of those a little later on. First of all, back at the top, we can click on all databases that we have access to through EBSCO, and you can see even more resources than we saw on the first page. Now, most of these resources will be more academic in nature and definitely not reading level appropriate for younger students, but there is some great information if you needed something to back up your instruction as an educator. So just to be aware that there are more databases that you can search. I'm just going to show you really quickly. We're going to take a look at Novelist K8 Plus. This is a list of recommended reading books. You won't get access to the actual text, but this can help you to find new and interesting books for your instruction or to recommend that your students read at home. There are tabs along the top that will help you to quickly narrow down the types of books that you're looking for. If I'm looking for a lower grade, I can look at ages 0 to 8. And then if I have a student who isn't that motivated to read, I could go to funny and attention grabbing. And then that would give me a list of books that could be right for them. On the left, you can also search between fiction and nonfiction. There's also an advanced search near the top so that you can be even more specific. If your school uses Lexile levels and accelerated reading levels, you can search those along with a lot of other specifics you may not have even thought of. You can search award winners or the number of pages in a book. You can search the author's nationality and so on. So Novelist K8 Plus is a really great resource for bringing to your attention great books that you might not have been aware of and a place that your students and parents can search for their own books that they would like to explore. Novelist Plus is just older books, but the same type of idea. In July of this year, of 2016, EBSCO made a change to their primary grade search engine. There used to be a kids search and Searchosaurus, but they eliminated those and we now have Explora. So you can see there's a primary edition, secondary, and then an educator edition. So right now let's take a look at our primary schools. So this top banner that comes up will always have some general topics that you can look through. Or you can also click on the categories below. Or if you know exactly what you'd like to be searching for, you can enter any topic in the search bar on the top. Let's go ahead and take a look at frogs. On the left-hand side of the screen, you can see all the different types of resources that are available to you. If you check the box next to a specific type of resource, that's the only thing that you'll see in the search results over here. So let's try looking at magazines. Now within here, let's say glass frogs looks interesting to me, so I'm going to go ahead and click on glass frogs. As it comes up, because this is a magazine article, we have this intro that doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. It just looks like dialogue. There probably were images that went along with it that weren't transferred over because we're looking at a PDF full text. Now, one feature that is really nice in Explora that we can't see in the PDF version, I'm going to click over here to the HTML full text to show you. When I click on that, I have this listen button that will be available in every article that you pull up in Explora. You can you can listen with an American, Australian, or British accent, and then the article will be read to them. This is really nice for finding articles that have great content, but you're concerned students won't be able to read on their own. On the right-hand side, you can see all the options for saving and sharing the article. Clicking the permalink is an easy way to share the link to your article in an email with a parent or a coworker. So you would just click on the link and then copy it, and then you'd be able to paste it wherever you need to share it. If you use Google Classroom, it is integrated nicely into EBSCO for ease in sharing these articles with your students. If I go back to my results list and want to look for something other than a magazine, I can uncheck the box and choose a different option to narrow down my results. There are also video clips that could be relevant to your search, but as always with digital media, please preview it before you put it up on the big screen in front of your students. So that's a general overview of how you can see different types of resources, and you can also narrow down the Lexile range. If you want to look for an article about frogs that's a lower reading level, you can click on a lower Lexile, and then you'd be able to click on an article and see what comes up. Okay, now as we go back to, I'm just going to go all the way out, and if we go back to EBSCO's main page and scroll all the way to the bottom, I just wanted you to take a quick look at Explora Educators Edition. In Explora Educators Edition, it also has a banner across the top that will have different topics that may be interesting to you that you can learn more about. There also are lesson plans available to you. And within the student tools, if you wanted to give your students an opportunity to search through Explora on their own and to become familiar with it, they have a pre-made scavenger hunt that students can be sent on to get them digging through Explora. There's a few other resources here as well that are great for you as an educator that I wanted you to be able to see. Now finally, back in the main database, the last thing I want to point out is points of view. Now points of view is basically a site full of big ideas and conflicts, and you're exposed to different perspectives on the issues. So let's say, since we searched earlier for frogs, let's go to the animal welfare section. I can click on more to expand all the topics that are available to me, and I can click on endangered species. Now, as it comes up, I get a general overview in my main content section. Also, there's the listen button. And then over here in the right bar, I have related items. I have points and counterpoints for different arguments, critical analysis, images to help me to get a better grasp on all sides of the topic. So I think this is a really great resource for you as an educator to present alternative perspectives to your students, and also if your students are to a point in their research that this type of content would be appropriate for them, this is a great way for them to see varying viewpoints. So that is a general overview of what I wanted to show you in EBSCO. Obviously, I really didn't touch on even a tiny portion of what is available in here. There really is so much for you to take a look at, and so I hope that you get to look through this and find something that will work for you in your classroom.